Well, we're right here, Jarlabankes bro, right east of the Vallentuna. Then we're gonna walk up here, then end up in Bällsta, where we're gonna go to the next location. And then finally we're gonna walk up all the way to Vallentuna and look a little bit here. Well, we have reached a location with quite a lot of rune stones. I've actually been here like 4 years ago. This entire area is called Jarlabankes bro. Basically, there was a guy, year 1000, named Jarlabanke, who was like a really rich dude in the area. Yeah, he raised a lot of rune stones. And a massive cross in the middle, 2 serpents on the side. This is really good. I think these are both from roughly year 1000, so they're like 1000 year old. Okay, so I read some of the information here. Apparently this path here, right here with the rocks, he built, and people have basically been continuously walking alongside this path for 1000 years. There's even a drawing from the 1600s. The area of Täby and Vallentuna are the areas with the highest density of runestones in the entire world, in all of Scandinavia. Over 1000 runestones were raised just in this region in Uppland. Heathendom and Christianity and a cross. One of the reasons why this guy Jarlabanke and many people at this time were raising so many runestones with massive crosses on them was also to show off the fact that they had converted to Christianity, because the entire elite of the country, all of the rich people, the king, everyone was during the year 1000 converting over to it. It was like a status symbol also, kind of to flex on people to show that you got a runestone. Well, the reason why it's called Jarlabankes bridge and not Jarlabankes road, despite the fact that it's a road, is because originally it kind of was a bridge, because there was a massive wetland area or marsh kinda. Today you can't even see it at all. It's gone 1000 years, the wetland and everything is gone, but they essentially built like a bridge over it. Well, it's pretty funny that they made this little children's playground here, like in a Viking theme. I kind of like that. Look at this. It's a little Viking ship. This isn't a runestone, but it shows something else interesting. It shows the alphabet, what it looks like. Basically, this is an F, this is a U, this is a P, this is an A. Man, the A doesn't look anything like the Latin alphabet A. Usually I don't like the design of areas like people make in public parks and stuff. They're often very like modernistic and they don't look good at all, very minimalistic. They don't go all in. But this park, they went all in, man. Look at this. It's in a children's playground and it's in the shape of the symbol of the area Täby, which we're in right now. And this symbol actually originally, it's a cross, as you can see. It's actually a Varangian cross, which is found on a runestone in the area, which basically comes from, as you hear, Varangian cross. It's a Byzantine cross. It comes from Eastern Roman Empire, and some dude, most likely a Swedish Viking who went to Eastern Roman Empire, brought this symbol with him and then put it on a runestone. And that's why the symbol in the area in Täby has this. Even this thing is designed in like the Norse aesthetic of like serpents going around. You can see the head of the serpent. It goes around like this. Well, that was about it. Let's head on to the next location. Man, this Jarlabanke guy was truly like the most OG aura farmer here in Täby. His stone is still here and it's just casually acquiring him aura as we speak. I'm looking for an abandoned bunker right now. I'm not sure where it is. Somewhere here in the woods, I'm not sure. Well, I'm in the woods now. Just casually trying to find an abandoned bunker, which supposedly is here somewhere. It wasn't as easy as I thought finding this bunker, but I'm not giving up quite yet. Found a pretty funny looking tree over here though. Goofy tree, man. Well, I've definitely come the wrong way. I was not supposed to reach this bridge. Man, these big rocks, they keep on pulling tricks on me. They all look like bunkers. Or at least they're shaped like ones. Oh, this is so stupid. I know where the bunker is. I have it on the map. I mean, I could just walk in a straight line through the forest and through the bush and everything, but it rained yesterday, so everything is completely soaked. Jeans and shoes get completely soaked running through all of that, plus I would be covered in like a million ticks. I mean, if I owned a pond like this, I would just completely fill it up with carpfish and bream and stuff. Hey, this looks pretty new actually. I might actually be going the right path. I'm gonna go and check my Google Maps and see if I'm at least heading towards the right direction. It should be somewhere in that area, it should be, but it's just so hard to get there. I've said this before, but an egg is the best on-the-go snack. Well, we have made it to Vallentuna Kommun now. Now it's just a straight ahead. Eggs is, by the way, the perfect food for this as well, because it's high in protein, high in fat, because fat kind of lasts you long, so you don't get hungry that quickly. Wow guys, look at these rocks. They look like rocks, but it's like they're not just normal rocks. Year 1000 there was this thing called a ting, at this location. Basically, during the Viking Age and early time in Swedish history, and a lot of other places, I think Norway and Denmark and Iceland are the exact same, we would have these small regional elections, and they would be held in these things called ting. These rocks are basically the remnants, but no, I didn't just carry you the entire way here just to look at some rocks which are laying on the ground. I also got some rocks standing up on the ground with some text on them. Yeah, runestones. This one is actually pretty cool. This runestone on the other hand looks really cool with the two serpents and everything, and it's in really good shape. I don't know what it says because I don't speak Icelandic, aka Old Norse. But yeah, nonetheless, pretty cool looking runestone. I love just going around looking at these rocks with text. Well, I've been alongside this lake like thousands of times, man. It's pretty big actually. I know originally I thought the fishing here was pretty bad, but I've actually been informed. I looked up and that actually the fishing here is pretty alright. It's not that bad. I do own a boat, but it's up in the far north of Sweden, so we don't have any boat in this. Well, it's actually a pretty sweet spot to actually just like sit, have a little breakfast meal. Despite the fact that I've been alongside this lake for such a long time, I've never actually took the time to just been like, oh, let's explore. I think that is just like the 9th egg I've had today. In my backpack, I had a total of 12 eggs with me on this trip. I'm not even kidding, I'm going crazy. For me, if you're up to 20 eggs or above, that's a lot of eggs. If you're below that, it's not too bad. Now we're gonna head up north towards our final destination up in Vallentuna, where we're gonna look at a church with some pretty cool looking runestones and stuff, which I've also been on before, but you know, I'm here, so I might as well show you guys. I mean, my double chin is getting kind of out of hand, or it's not really getting out of hand, it's returning. So I gotta make sure that my jawline doesn't disappear this year. I'm not gonna repeat the winter bulk this year. By the time I'm back in the train station, I'm probably gonna be up on 20,000 steps. So that's pretty good. 20,000 steps, that's not bad for today. I'm really happy with that. Man, look at that tree, it's absolutely huge. Well, I'm at the graveyard right now, so I gotta keep a little bit quiet to obviously be respectful, but yeah. Another massive runestone, very similar to the earlier one we looked at. You can see even runes on the side of the church here, near the entrance. They're busy, so I can't enter. Got a little bit unlucky, but it's pretty impressive from the outside at least. It's from the Middle Ages or whatever. All the newer ones from the 1700s onwards are made out of wood. Heading through the woods. Well, I'm back to this lake. If you've been on this channel, you might have remembered it. I've been there a couple times before. I've actually never caught anything on this thing, but I have heard people been here and caught fish, but I've always had bad luck here. It might also have just been because I've been here during the worst seasons. I was here during spring. Hopefully it's gonna turn out better, but one thing which I kind of got surprised by, which I didn't expect all of these lily pads to still be here. This dock which I'm on is way smaller than it used to. It used to, you know, extend here, because out here it used to be one of these floating platforms. I don't know if you can see it if the GoPro picks it up, but the floating platform is on the other side of the lake. So someone has cut the line off. Oh, look, here it is actually, here's the rope. So here was the boat I was planning to use, but one very big issue is that it's completely filled up with water. Well, I managed to get this thing out. I literally had to use this in order to be able to reach it. One side is done. I don't know who put these planks in this boat. I don't know what purpose they serve, other than being in the way and adding extra weight to this thing. This is what I mean, this boat, it just won't stay in place. Man, this boat is awful. And this lake looks even more awful. Man, I need to get back up in the far north. I am legit, I'm not even kidding guys, I'm just so tired of the south. People, cities, I don't like it. I don't like, I'm way too introverted for that. 100% moving up to Lapland. No joke, I'm moving up to Lapland, I don't care. I'm returning back to my ancestral homeland. I mean, just look at that. Like what is this? There's a bag underneath the water. Like who put, and look at that, there's a tire. Look, I mean, what even is, since my brother is really good at fishing, way better than me, he told me about this awesome bait this year. This is a, I have no clue what it's called, but it's a one hook bait fish. It also wobbles around, and also it doesn't get stuck that easily. It's just all around a really good bait. Now we're just gonna do the annoying part, which is the rowing. This boat is the most, I have never rowed a boat which is more annoying than this one. I got to be the only guy in all of history who gets asked like, oh, okay, so why do you want to move to the completely different side of your country? Because I want to catch bigger fish. Was that a fish that jumped? Cool. There might be some activity. This is actually a pretty good time of day to go out fishing. Kind of late in the day. Oh man, it's just so hard to stay on course when rowing this thing. What even? What? Man, do you see this? This lake is terrible. Like, look at this. This is disgusting. And I get stuck in it with my oar. It's like slime. If I make it that direction, it's fine. There's a pretty open area. I'm rowing this like a kayak. It's actually working. I'm getting out. I don't have an anchor, so I'm gonna be flowing down, hopefully not too much. We can stand there and just throw. Let's try out this new bait I just got. Also a brand new line, so I have never used this one before. So I literally thought I thought I had something on the hook. First throw, it just didn't bite on. All right, second throw. I don't know if I stated this, but if I don't catch anything today, I'm never returning to this lake again. It's awful. The weather's good, the fishing is not. I've been spoiled. I've been up in Lapland for too long. I was there for like 2 months. So I think that area straight behind me doesn't it look quite open? I think it looks pretty open. Man, I found a spot right here. Actually, this area was not this clear in spring when I was here, and everything was like that time. The entire lake was covered in lily pad. It was like impossible to fish. I might have to be a little bit more patient. Guys, I think I've been walking 25,000 steps a day and I've been rowing all of this. So I have burnt a lot of calories, and I've only ate 1 banana, 2 mandarins and 12 eggs. Okay, 12 eggs, that's quite a lot. Look, I literally have a Greek feta cheese with me. There's a lot of calories and a lot of protein in this. But I noticed I can't find my knife. Like, how am I gonna open this? Man, I gotta rip this open with my hands. Oh yeah, I did find something. Look, it's one of these Mozart's balls, and it seems like I forgot one in my backpack. Oh man, just look at it. It's so beautiful. Mozart's kugen. I just inhaled the entire thing. Tomorrow I should just like come in the night. I'm sneaking up with like 1,000 carp fish eggs and just planting them in the lake. I feel like this could be like a really funny lake to do carp fishing. Like, is that even illegal? I don't know if that's is that illegal? Man, you got to be kidding me. Right behind me here, there was a fish that jumped. I've been seeing small fish jump constantly, but I've never been able to tell what type of fish it was. Well, I'm officially giving up. I'm just gonna be like a lazy Greek person and eat Greek feta cheese all day. Who just eats a block of feta cheese like this? Yeah, it's pretty good. I had such a fun day today. Caught 0 fish, looked at runestones, walked an insane amount. This entire day was just one really long walk. And now I'm sitting in a boat alone, talking to a camera, eating an entire package of Greek cheese. Man, I'm so unemployed, it's insane. Well, we are back, but that was just definitely a fail. There's no other way to describe that. I don't want the dock in either. Guess I can use this strategy. Whew, wow, feels good to be back. Feels good to be land. That got to be the most unstable boat that I've ever been inside of. That boat is terrible, man. Well, today we're out with a bike on a little cute biking trip alongside here, all the farms and everything. Man, there's so much poop alongside this entire road. This is hostile territory, aka horse girl territory. So yeah, I swear every single woman that lives up here owns a horse here, covered in horse poop. So I can't even like bike that fast. I have to like constantly dodge, go to the side so I don't just drive straight over it. This is not my first time in this area, but I haven't been here for quite some time, and obviously you haven't seen it, so I'm gonna show you around a little bit. Okay, so this location might just look like a regular farm. What am I doing here at this regular farm? No, this is actually not a regular farm, psych. This is actually a farm, yes, but it also was a farm 1,000 years ago during the Viking Age. People have been living at this location for a really long time. Literally everywhere. I mean, just look at it. It is everywhere. They literally just let cows walk around here alongside, looking at this absolutely massive runestone. I mean, look at this thing. Technically, this is not a runestone, because the definition of a runestone, I think, is that it's not actually connected to the ground. This thing is not separate from the ground. It's literally just built upon a rock. I think this is the biggest there is, like in all of Sweden, it says, and I highly doubt there's a bigger one in Norway or Denmark. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the biggest one in the world in terms of the width, not in terms of the height. As you can see, it's not very tall. I can literally just walk up on it with one leg. But I mean, this rock is literally like me. It is literally me. It's built like a mini Pekka. It's not that tall, unfortunately, but it is pretty massive to the width. This is all, I think it's from the year 1000. There is actually a sign here on the side, which I haven't read. I did actually have a guided tour in this area, so I do have some knowledge about this rock that isn't even said on this thing here. But it says that it's from year 1000 this thing was drawn. I don't know if you guys know how runestones work, but the text itself for the meaning of what it says, because you see here on the side, there is this. This is old runic alphabet. I think it's called foot arc. It looks pretty cool, but I don't know how to read it. Luckily enough, that sign does actually say what it says, but and this is what it says. I'm gonna put it on screen. I'm not gonna read it up because it's kind of boring. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of runestones kind of follow this exact same principle. I don't know if you guys are so familiar with how runestones often are written, but often they are basically just like, this son built this runestone for this father or something, because he was like really epic or something. That's basically how most runestones are. But there are some interesting things when you actually look at the meaning of this runestone, which my guide when I was here actually told me about. I don't know if it's disrespectful for me to stand on it, but to be fair, I'm standing on this side and not on the text, because I want you to see it from the top. In the middle, you see all of these serpents. This is very standard for like Norse mythology. You see all of these things in the middle, serpents. Now you might think, wow, Norse mythology, that means that these people that made these runestones were probably pagan. At the end of the text, it says, God protect his soul or something. It says, God protect their souls. See now I'm on the upper top of it, and you can see here is the middle part with all of the serpents and everything, and then the text goes around. That's usually how you write runes, like you write them circular like this. You see it? That's a cross. You can't really see it from the bottom, but here from the top you see it clearly. So the historian which guided me around this area, obviously he's not 100% sure that this is the meaning of the runestone, but this is basically his interpretation of it. He told me this serpent, because you gotta understand that during this time in history, like, people didn't know the earth was round. To be fair, people don't know that today either. Anyway, at this time people had no idea how actually the earth looked like, and they didn't really have an idea, like you couldn't really just draw a globe like you do today to like depict all of Earth. So symbolically speaking, the symbol for Earth in Norse mythology was the snake, Jörmungandr, world serpent or whatever that goes around the Earth. That was basically, even when they had turned over to Christianity, that was still like kind of like a metaphor or a symbol, you know, Earth. His point is that this symbolizes Earth, the snake and everything, and then you have the cross on top. Basically what this symbolizes is that the cross has conquered Earth. You get what I mean? The cross is above the earth. Because during this specific periods, the Christianization of Sweden, when raising the runestones, they wanted to show off the fact that they had converted. There was like a lot of noblemen and people with status especially wanted to do it. All of Earth has converted over to Christianity. Christianity has won over. Yeah, you kind of get my point. There are other runestones in Sweden which are major tourist attractions. I'm surprised there's not a lot of people here, I think, usually that look at this stone, despite the fact how big it is. This is like one of the biggest. Whoa, look at at this. There's no way. Look at these Viking benches straight out of the Viking age. This was built by Gunnarsson. Nah, I'm just kidding. This is probably built like 30 years ago or something. But they are here on this location because they are symbolizing what used to be at this specific location where I'm standing. You see this area, it's completely flat. That pretty much instantly tells you, if you're in an area like this where people have lived for a really long time, that something has been here before, if it's a flat area. That's because this area where I'm standing right now used to be a location where a massive longhouse was built. And inside of this longhouse there was a hall where people would dine, they would eat food. And right in the middle, obviously, people would have a location to sit. Just a 1,000 years ago there would have been some dude named Svenniborg Svensson. And he'd been sitting here chewing on some meat, drinking milk and beer and stuff. You know, today Swedes are sitting alongside the dinner table talking about how they're gonna go to Mallorca in Spain in summer. During this time in history, Swedes were sitting alongside the dining table talking about how they're gonna go and raid and plunder in Russia. That's their vacation. That's their summer location at this time. Dude, I almost got a little bit jump scared. I looked up for like a split second. I thought there was like a crow just staring at me like super up close. I was like, whoa! But bro, someone has just put up some fake crows up here. You know how in city centers usually there's like a monument or something? Well, there was the exact same thing they were thinking when they built this. Basically, surrounding this rock there would have been houses and everything, but this was right in the middle. There would have been a massive open area here in the middle with the rock as the center of this village. Yo, look at this sign. Do you see that? Jarlabankes bro, Arkils tingsplats. Those are literally the locations we were at yesterday, and there's literally a sign here. Look, there's even a sign pointing at Sigtuna, but it has unfortunately fallen off, so someone should really reattach this thing to the tree. And there's also one for Uppsala and Stockholm. Man, look at this cliff up here. I didn't even know this existed. I knew I was on higher ground, but dude, yo, look at that. I don't know if the camera picks it up. That's a seagull, I think. Really cool. Oh man, the eagle is approaching me. He's right above me at the moment. What? I really hope he doesn't charge at me. I know I kind of look like a handsome looking snack. He sees my jawline. I mean, it is raining a little bit at the moment. I swear, if it starts raining a lot, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm actually gonna be really pissed. There is no rain shelter here, but I have a plan B. It is called the homeless man chilling underneath the bench. I could literally just sit underneath here. Oh man, there's spiderweb. Oh man, there's so much spiderweb here. Yeah, that's gonna be my plan B, honestly. Well, also, look at this. Got a chair. Not bad. Well, just look at this nice chair I have here. Just chilling alongside the tree, and now I can sit here and just enjoy this awesome view, even though the weather is a bit suspicious. And yeah, it is raining a little bit, but I have a snack. Just look at this thing, it's so beautiful. It's a home-baked chocolate banana cake. The weather is intensifying a little bit. At least the view is nice. Look at those cars. You know what? I have really good and I have really bad news. The really good news is that this chocolate cake is absolutely fantastic. Oh, it's so good. I'm really fat. I'm gonna get a lot of steps today and I'm gonna be biking a lot, so at least I'm gonna burn off the calories. The bad news is that it's raining a lot at the moment and I'm probably gonna get really wet and maybe go and hide underneath the bench. Okay, the rain is getting insane. I gotta go and take cover right now. Oh, why do I always get into situations like this? Oh. Okay. Oh, it worked. I'm underneath the bench right now and I'm not really getting wet. Though it's dripping kind of from the edges. And this is extremely uncomfortable. Man, look at this beautiful view. Well, this is a rather interesting angle from the GoPro. I'm taking cover underneath the bench. I'm still getting kind of soaked here. I'm gonna try to see if I see a better spot. I'll explain where I'm there. Okay. Oh man, I'm gonna run out into the rain. Look at the rain, it's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. Let's go. Avoid the cow poo, avoid the cow poo. Got the bag underneath here. I got the bike. You might wonder, how am I not getting a single drop of water on me right now, despite the fact that I'm standing underneath a tree? But you know what is good about this tree? Well, above it, there's an old treehouse protecting me from the rain. And number one regret is I didn't bring more of that chocolate banana cake. It was absolutely delicious. My regret number two is that I left a chair over there alongside the view. And I didn't just bring it with me here, because then I could just sat underneath this tree with that chair. That would have been at least a little bit more chill, because I don't have anything to sit on except this, and this is very uncomfortable, so no, I'm not sitting on that. Well, I'm sitting here right now and it just doesn't seem like the weather is getting better. 20 minutes now. You know you're in a bad situation when you're on your phone watching your own edits. Yeah, I'm cooked. The sun is back and the rain stopped once again when the rain ended, and man, this is just such a nice view actually. Bro, that is a humongous mushroom. Oh, I regret kicking that mushroom. Look how much mushroom I got on my shoe now. Well, the final spot at this one location I want to show you just quickly that I remembered from the guided tour is this. Looks just like a bunch of rocks inside of a hill, but this is actually a grave. And I think that thing over there also is a grave. One of them is pagan and one of them is Christian. And you can tell, actually, the guy told me, it was funny, like you can tell which grave is Christian, which one is pagan, because the pagan graves, they tend to have items in them. Meanwhile, in Christian graves, obviously they don't think that you can bring anything with you to the afterlife. That's basically one of the differences. You can tell which one's which. Look at all these plums. I think that's what they're called. It's this plum tree. Look at this beautiful brown inside of it. Man, this tree is calling me short. If I just had a little longer wingspan. And it's a little bit weird standing underneath this tree. It feels like a plum is gonna fall down and hit me in the head. Imagine getting knocked out by a plum falling from a tree. That would be kind of embarrassing. Oh, I got one. They're really good. I think these are the cows which are used up alongside the farm with the runestone and everything. Oh, now we're gonna continue biking this lane and eventually we're gonna find a couple more runestones. That's the goal. Well, here's the next runestone. In other words, very poor shape. As you can see, the red writing is almost barely visible and there's a bunch of this moss growing on top of it, so it's an actually pretty bad shape. Rune-Writing we just looked at was a 10. That was definitely a 10 out of 10 Rune-Writing. It was just epic. This, probably like a 5. This was kind of mid. Well, the bike's there and we have now reached, well, we reached a place called Husby. I mean, look at the sign. The sign is even damaged. That's a pretty funny name for a place. This literally just means house village, because get it? There are houses in a village. Whoever named this place, absolute genius, rocket scientist right here. This runestone literally says Holmgärd and Sigröd, 2 people, raised this rock after Sven, their son, who was lately born. So most likely 2 parents raised this runestone after their son, basically. And here it is. You can see here, it's supposed to be a cross, but it's almost losing its color and you can see the writing on the side. But yeah, this one is very poorly maintained. This could be a really nice rock if someone actually took the time and got rid of the moss and added back the text, but this is like in the middle of nowhere. There's not a lot of people living here, so I guess no one really cares to take care of it. But still, it's kind of all right. It has potential. Nice open area. Oh look, there's an apple tree. I mean, since I tasted that plum earlier from a random plum tree, I might as well taste one of the apples. I mean, there's tons of them. Okay, this one, look. What do you think about this one? It looks pretty alright. This kind of got me thinking of a friend which my mom has. He's from London, right? He's English. Like, he literally refused to eat a blueberry out of the forest because he thought it was like unsanitary, because it hasn't been like cleaned and washed like in the grocery store. Has bro missed like the million years ago BC update immune system and stuff? Like, has bro just missed that? Alright, let's try it. These like wild apples, they are really hit or miss. Some of them are sweet, but this tastes awful, man. That was not good. Okay, we got another one. Let's try this one out. Slightly better, but these are really bad. Well, we are right at the church now, so let's go and find this runestone we're looking for. Look at this. This is a very traditional Swedish red clock tower. They're made out of wood. In other countries often the clock tower is inside of the church itself, but here often the clock tower is separate. The church itself. Weird, a bit weird how they've just let all of this grow on the side. I don't know if I like that aesthetic or not. It's all right, but I mean, it's a bit hard to find a runestone because it kind of blends in with all of the graves, to be fair. Honestly, this is like a 6 out of 10 right now, but this has so much potential. If it wasn't, you know, destroyed, you can see split into many pieces, cracks in the middle, and one piece is missing. They found this runestone actually inside of the church, inside of like the walls or like the sides of the church, and unfortunately because of that you can't really tell what the entire runestone says because some pieces are missing. It's a pretty cool location. You're up here on the high ground and then you got all the farmland around the church. This church is most likely from, I'm not 100% sure, but they're always, usually these stone churches were originally Catholic. If you see a church in Sweden that's built out of stone, it's usually very old. Well, right there across the field you can see the church we were at just a moment ago. Now it begins to rain and the weather is becoming a little bit gray, which kind of fits the theme, kind of, because it's gonna be spooky story time. And I'm not gonna talk about that one time I got bit by a mosquito on the pee-pee again. That is not the spooky story. There's a place here which is a prästgård. It's basically like where the priest would live. Right across here obviously is the church, so I wouldn't be surprised if this would be the priest's house. During the 1700s there was a guy which was born at this location called David Saltenius. I think he was the son of the priest which lived at this place, right? But despite his kind of like religious background, being the son of a priest and everything, he went up to do a very controversial thing which would end up giving him the death sentence. He wrote a letter to the devil, making basically like a deal with the devil, that the devil would give him a bunch of stuff in return for him selling his soul. And he got caught doing this, writing this letter in the 1700s in Sweden. If you did that, you were sentenced to death. Since he was like a very educated person, he was going to university and had very good grades, the judge actually made an exception for him, so he didn't actually get sentenced to death. Instead he just got a couple years in prison. I even think the letter itself, it's on display in, I think, Uppsala Museum or in Stockholm Museum. Well, that was a fun trip minus the rain, and I'm feeling the rain a little bit right now. It's only small drops. Just look at these mushrooms, man. They are so round and goofy. They kind of look cute in a way. I want to pet this mushroom. Let's look how it looks like on the other side. Boop. I have no clue what type of mushroom this is, but it looks really nice. Like, look at them. They're like balls. They're small. Boop. Yeah, it's like a little football mushroom, this. Oh. Oh, that was kind of unnecessary. I'm sorry, Mr. Mushroom. I was frog. Whee! Well, I'm back with the cows, but they seem to be afraid of me. Well, I'm super exhausted now. I've arrived with a bike, just outside gym. It's actually where I first started out training like 5 years ago when I began. Well, considering my legs are completely dead and I have basically only lived off chocolate banana cake the entire morning, I don't have that much energy, but at least I can probably flex some muscle ups on you because I haven't done them in a while. I haven't done muscle ups in like months now. I don't know if I look big or not. Man, my arms are actually looking absolutely huge at the moment. Well, if this muscle up rep doesn't look clean, my excuse is that I did actually do weighted pull-ups yesterday, so I'm kind of nerfed. Hey, it's fine. I haven't done muscle ups in months, so I'm not in my prime. A bad muscle up is still better than no muscle up. I will get it to 10 out of 10. Clean form. Anyway, if you watch this far, you probably like the videos. You might as well subscribe because I'm trying to reach monetization at the moment. I need 1,000 subs in order to do that, so I can actually get paid for this, because I'm doing all of this for free right now. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, because that boosts the algorithm, and I'll see you